Welcome back to Tech Tuesday. I'm your host, Jordan Evans. So really excited about these conversations. There's a assisted living right around the corner from me called Copper Ridge that I actually did an internship with when I was in college. And so I decided let's go back to Copper Ridge and have some conversations with some of the residents and staff about tech. I pitched the idea and they loved having me, and thank goodness for Tim over there at Copper Ridge. So the first video that we're going to show is a conversation with the staff and residents, and this was a hoot. It's just so funny how simple things like television and just a big screen to show the internet can really make a difference in life enrichment. And I think what we've learned from the last few episodes is that tech really doesn't mean anything. And it's just a cool device that doesn't really provide much purpose if it doesn't provide that meaningful connection. And we've learned that in a few. And so here it is in person.
I'm here with
Melissa
and
Mackenzie,
and what do you do here at Copper Ridge?
med tech, and we're caregivers.
And how long have you been caregivers? Paid and unpaid?
Since I was in high school.
Okay.
And I'm 22, so thought we'd be like four years, well, 5 years maybe, if that.
Okay.
Okay, caregiver probably about 7 years. CMT about 5 years. I don't know if caregiving consists of my sisters, but I babysat a lot when my mom was at work. So I was caregiving, and I helped my grandmother too.
Okay. We're talking about tech. What helps you be a better caregiver? What helps you just okay, I need this. Like, what is your favorite tech thing, device, tool? Can be even the TV in the big room. I'm okay with that too. But what is your favorite?
Honestly, I feel like the computers, because if a doctor were to come in and ask things about a resident, we can always hurry up and get on the computer and see everything for that resident. So it's all in there. If a resident were to fall, we can hurry up and go on the computer and do a little incident report. So it's all documented in there. So I feel like the computers.
What's your electronic medical record system plan?
Point-click care.
Point-click care?
Yes.
As far as engaging with residents and building that relationship, like you got a resident that's just had a rough day. We've all been there. And you're like, I need something to connect with you on a given level right now. What is your go-to? This is what I'm pull out. And it can be tech or non-tech.
Games.
Okay.
They like games.
What's your favorite game to pull out?
Like puzzles or something that they're used to. Even crossword puzzles. I love them. And I love to do them with them. I think they're fun. And they get your brain thinking.
Now, as staff, what is your favorite thing to get pumped up for work?
Coffee.
And what is your favorite thing to relax after work?
Like personal?
Yeah.
My coffee.
Okay.
I like coffee in the morning. It gets me going. And after work, just music.
Yeah.
To mellow me out. On my drive home, I would just turn up the radio and just relax. It's just I don't know, calms me down. Coffee's a necessity out there. But I look forward to coming here. I like it here. I like working with the other staff. We have a lot of fun working with the residents, and we all get along pretty well, which makes it nice for our team, all of us. So yeah, it's one thing that when you go to a job, you really want a staff that's solid, and you want a good team. And I feel like we have that here. So I enjoy coming to work for that reason as well. But then you love building relationships with the residents and getting to know them. So they become like family, and they are family, girl. Yeah, it's different. It's not just coming to work and getting a paycheck.
So this is Helen, and this is Helen's grandbaby, who she just got tattooed on her arm.
10 years ago.
10 years ago, you got that tattooed on? Wow, that looks good.
It's perfect. He looks so great. It's a nut.
It didn't hurt at all. So what's the tattoo on the
A
back?
little butterfly. That was the first.
Oh, it's like a half of a butterfly wing. That is so great. So, I run a show called Tech Tuesday, and my viewers and I want to ask older adults, residents in awesome communities, what their favorite tech is. And so, what is your favorite device to use? What's your favorite technology? What do you like?
Between telephone and television.
Telephone and we've actually had a lot of telephone and television. So, what do you like to watch?
Just stories. I'm not into a lot of mysteries and murders and detectives and outer space. And that's not me.
Okay. So you want to sit down and watch a nice story.
Yes, a nice movie.
Okay. Who's your favorite person to call?
My daughters and children.
Okay. That's awesome. So how many times do you call them? Like in a week?
I don't call very often. My daughter Helen, who calls me, she's one of twins, and she calls me every day.
Okay.
Every day of the week. I worked at General Electric
Okay.
and operated a forklift.
There's someone who's not electrically inclined. You worked for General Electric
Yeah.
and worked a forklift, which isn't easy.
No,
No.
definitely not. Especially when you're in a big factory and ranges and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
That was just one of my careers.
Tell me
I
more.
worked nursing.
Did you?
Yeah. I've done, you name it, I think I've done it. In one capacity or another. I've been in nursing, not high up or anything. Just like I worked at the General Hospital in Annapolis, Annapolis General. I worked there. I worked Crownsville for State Mental Hospital for 6 or 7 years. I've done a little bit of everything.
Wow.
Worked in a dime store,
A dime store?
5 and 10.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not in your generation.
The dollar store.
Yeah.
Things aren't a dime anymore.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just, I've done it. You name it. He's talking me to death.
I am.
Well, you're so wonderful to talk
Oh,
to.
jeez.
So, crazily enough, Leanna was here when I was an intern 6 years ago. Today I'm asking people about tech and their favorite piece of tech. Either it's a device or your phone or what is your favorite piece of technology?
We could do
Stuff.
searches on great big fields.
So your favorite thing is to go on, find out what's for lunch, find out, you can sometimes use that Google Earth and find the big fields. That's fun. Have you looked up your childhood home?
Yes.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Did you see, did it look any different? Did they do anything different to it?
Yeah, not too much, but it looks about the same.
That's so fun. Do you watch some TV on it sometimes? What's your favorite shows?
What? Andy Griffith.
Oh, the Andy Griffith show.
Netflix. I love Netflix.
What's your favorite show to watch on Netflix?
6 feet under. What is
6 Feet Under.
6 feet under?
So you like crime shows?
Yeah,
You trying to study up?
yeah,
Trying to figure out how to take out some people?
yeah.
Yeah. Learn how to not get caught.
On the people on the street. On
Also, the video game.
video game.
Okay. Do you like any other video games?
No, but that was the big
Money Banker.
money bankers with pigs on it.
Can you tell me how many jobs?
It
Okay.
was very, it was very, it was very competitive.
Well, as I said, thank you so much. Can I walk with you somewhere?
Okay.
Bye.
So many things, so many thoughts. First, it's so to give you a kind of what they're talking about, there's this big screen which used to be an IN2L system in their big room. And back when I was an intern, we used to like play video games and look on Google Earth. And it's just funny the things that you can do that's just so easy that really facilitates that conversation, helps you get to know that person a little better. Um, Going and looking at their childhood home can bring out a story that is so fun that just like they talk about the things that they did when they grew up, or yeah, I used to run out the house and go right down the street to this place, and like just those meaningful conversations that you wouldn't have had if you didn't have this big screen to pull up Google Earth. And you don't even need a big screen, like you can pull it up on your iPad or something that just can build that conversation. So fun. Um, I would love to have a tattoo of my kid on, and the tattoo was so clear. It was a really the detail was amazing. So we did do one more conversation. We had a conversation with the activities director, and she'll introduce herself soon. And then we'll be right back to kind of talk about that more. All right. There we go. So, I am here with
Megan Bean.
and Megan. What do you do here at Copper Ridge?
I am the activities director here, so have a background in therapeutic recreation and took it upon myself to work with Alzheimer's, dementia, long-term care. So
Awesome.
creating an engaging environment for everyone here.
Awesome. And as far as tech goes, what is your favorite intervention in engaging or in engagement in life enrichment?
I've definitely enjoyed utilizing a lot of the smart devices that we have today to connect residents with all kinds of resources. If they have a question, you can look something up for them and show them how they can do that, whether it's on a phone or a tablet or even the televisions now. So that is a resource to kind of show them this is how you can seek out information, without having to go through a person.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice for that. Also, connecting loved ones with their the residents here. So if they live across the country, they can still set up a Zoom, set up a FaceTime, and that tends to be a really good intervention for residents who, are going through something or feel sad and need the comfort of their loved one. So that's really great. Also just games, all sorts of things. We were talking about a software system we used to have that no longer use, but
it was IN2L.
IN2L, which we no longer have, but we still utilize the tablets or screens, for other activities, movies.
So what's the most, and how long have you been in life enrichment?
Oh goodness, like 7-8 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's the most innovative thing you've come across? Like you're like, whoa.
Most innovative thing. I just think resident resources, like technology-wise, I've seen residents who are on a ventilator unit and not able to utilize their body from the neck down, and they've had eye gaze technology.
Wow.
I actually met a gentleman who was going for his doctorate degree online through eye gaze technology. So he would write his essays and write his papers all through his eye gaze technology. So I think to see that and to have a method of communicating with people is the most innovative thing I've seen, and it gives the resident independence to express what they want and let them know that they are retaining what you're saying. So just maybe before, even like 5-10 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to have a conversation, and now you can. can. So I think that's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Eye gaze technology.
Yeah, and there's apps. We were just discussing if you don't have software that's already eye gaze forward, then you can download this app, and I forget the name of it, but our speech therapist would be able to tell you. It has to be like a newer version of iPhone or iPad, but you can do the similar thing.
Wow.
Where you can hover over what you're looking at, and if you stay on the highlighted text, then it will select. So residents can say, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm in pain. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And if they need help setting something up, whether they want their blankets pulled off or another blanket put on, or their window opened, or things like that, to help make them more comfortable, so that they can do the things that they want to do recreation wise. That's really cool.
That is so cool. Wow. So on a personal level, how do you use tech to get pumped up for work and to relax? And one of the things that I think we've realized. That was
we have to turn it
talk
on.
about technology.
There you go.
All right, that was interesting. A little robot camera holder. Technology. This is a perfect example. Technology is in every part of our lives.
It really is.
So how do you get pumped up? How do you break down?
Yeah.
How do you relax?
Yeah.
How do you keep away a breakdown?
So before work,
This is
Not
so
working.
fun. I'm loving that this is doing this. Here, we'll do this.
Yeah. That works. Yeah, so before work, and I kind of started doing it during the pandemic and kind of when it was harder to go into work.
Yeah.
I would set my alarm, and instead of it just being one of those typical bells that you hear, I made it like a song, like an encouraging song.
Oh.
So when I woke up, it would put me in a good headspace, and you would just hear like the lyrics of the song that would keep me motivated.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so then I'd wake up more happy, and I'd set like little reminders in the alarm that said, today's gonna be a great day. Kind of those positive affirmations for myself. And so that helped. I'm not big on like looking at my phone before work unless it's work related. So try to kind of stay off of it in the morning, and then as the day goes on, utilizing it throughout the day. We communicate, with other disciplines all the time. And then to relax or wind down, technology wise, I love, watching certain shows or movies. At the end of the day, kind of get out of the normal routines.
The Connors.
Yeah, no, not the Connors. Leanna likes that one though. She used to, at least. No, I really like, what have I been watching on Netflix? I loved Grey's Anatomy. I could rewatch that all the time. Just kind of a comfort show.
Okay.
Different mysteries. We're watching The Honor right now. Kind of how I wind down.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music.
Seems like how everyone seems to wind down.
Yeah.
Music and TV.
Music and TV.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Awesome. Well, I think one of the things we can part with is a lot of the people who watch this show are not only people that work in communities like yourself, or run communities, but also people who sell the things that get implemented in communities.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we're always talking about is how do you properly implement a program? When you've had systems that have been implemented, like, hey, we've got this new thing.
Right.
How do you find it best to work with staff and meet them where they are in their busy day to help them understand how this system's going to help them?
Right.
Especially when sometimes when you catch someone off guard and try and change the way they do things, it can be a little averse experience.
Yeah, just comes with experience, and I think ultimately working in this setting, it's going to come down to getting to know the resident. I mean, you can have all these tools in the world to, you know, help motivate them throughout their day and, you know, get them through and have them participate. But unless you're meeting with the client, meeting with the person and talking with them to hear their stories, you know, all the other stuff is kind of background noise. So you have to have first that staff that cares, that has that empathy, that can put themselves in their shoes and say, you know, wow, this person was once X, Y, and Z. They're not just this person that's living in a retirement home. But after you get past that point, you know, it's, hey, I noticed this person does really well, you know, with therapy if you put their favorite music on, or if you talk to them about what they did for work, and, you know, utilize that to help them reach their client goals. So it's just a team effort in getting to know the person and then stepping into, okay, how can we use this to reach their goals?
Sounds like the same approach we should take to the people working here. Like, yeah, they're not just someone who works in senior living, they're someone who has a life outside of this.
Right, exactly. And it all comes down to that, you know, if we have certain staff events, people are people, whether, you know, they're at work, everybody has personal things going on outside of that. So I try to take that same approach, you know, even working with the staff here. I mean, all the aides and the nursing staff are phenomenal, and the therapy team, you know, you can go to them because, you know, you get to know your coworkers and you get to know them as a human before, you know, they are here for a job. So yeah, just like relationships. I think that's the biggest thing I try to do in order to help the resident.
That's awesome.
The goal.
Last question. I don't know why this came to my mind, but I think we talked about this earlier, like COVID.
Yeah.
How did COVID change how you approach life enrichment?
Yeah.
And did tech even have a factor in assisting you in that, or not? You're like, nah, no tech.
Yeah. No. It had a large effect on the day-to-day lives of the residents, so they weren't able to come to group activities. Obviously, that was something that was mandated by the state, so it was a lot of one-to-ones, resident room, you know, leisure activities. Families couldn't come in, so tech played a huge role in, you know, the way in which we did stuff. We would post, you know, inspirational quotes on our servers so that residents could watch that channel in their room, and like, you know, we'd put little videos up or documentaries and make sure that there was a scheduled movie happening that they could flip to in their room. So that was one way that technology was very helpful. Also, where I was previously to here, me and my supervisor, we coordinated over 200 virtual calls a week with residents and their family members.
200 virtual calls a week?
Yeah. Yep. So between FaceTime, Skype, or Zoom, depending on the platform that the family member had, we had all three, and we had to, you know, keep a running log and a list and a time, and, you know, we were on that schedule. So we'd go through, you know, I'd have my rain poncho that was donated by the Baltimore Ravens, and, you know, my shield that I had to rewear for 2 weeks, and same thing for masks. So it's like funny to look back at now, but at the time it was scary. You know, it was very scary, and that was for that 15 minutes, you know, an opportunity for families and residents to kind of pour their heart out and talk about their fears and talk about, you know, missing each other. So, you know, kind of the ripple effect of that is, oh my gosh, my heart hurt, because I was like, why can't we, you know, find a way across this divide, you know, this situation we're in, while keeping, you know, residents safe and healthy. So then we moved to, you know, in person but socially distanced visits.
Right.
So again, just we would keep up with our virtual calls, and it was a task. That became a full-time job, was just visitation.
Yeah.
And then bingo, we started to move to the hallways. So we would use an app on our phone actually for a bingo call. You know, you just click a button, next number, and it would generate a new number, and then you could call it that way, instead of using, paper cards or like the big ball bingo roller. So tech played a huge role there. You can't miss a bingo game. That was brutal. Probably the most brutal part of COVID for the residents was not being able to play bingo. So we managed. We made it through. And technology, I think if there was a way, and if someone comes up with the idea, I want the certification on it, to have, like, how in hospitals or in resident rooms they have those old school televisions that are sometimes attached to the wall, or just at a bedside like that. I think it would be awesome to have something that they could connect to the outside world, like have a smart TV right there at their fingertips, that they could just, like, their family member could call in, and all they'd have to do is, like, click a big button that says accept a call, and they could just, like, set up a Zoom right then and there. Or that way it wouldn't have impacted the recreation staff as much when we were setting up all those calls, and families could just
pop in.
Pop in, but have it to be where it's more private, and it wouldn't affect any sort of HIPAA regulation. So I don't know.
They have that.
They do?
They do.
Oh.
There's like a few companies that come to mind that have that. One is specifically for
an Alexa?
It's like an Alexa, but they literally make it for
calling.
Like for this setting. So it's like has those HIPAA and that. But then also they make like Alexas, the smart Alexas, but now Alexa's having issue with, like, Alexa's always listening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also your privacy. Like, you're in their room, you don't want to be always listening.
I know, that's the other big controversy is, staff want their information protected, or if you're providing care to a resident, how would that affect communicating. But so things like that, or I know they have like smart photo frames, which are nice. I've seen resident family members upload recent pictures to it, so then it can show the resident what's going on with their grandchildren and their great grandchildren. So I know a few folks here that have that and really enjoy it. And, like, Mom, I put some new pictures on your photo frame. You take a look at those, and we just went to wherever they went, to the beach, and so
that's so cool. Well, I'll tell you about the company, and maybe we'll have them on Tech Tuesday. But thanks so much, and I really appreciate you taking your time out of your busy day to talk with us.
Of course.
And I think this is the last interview of my day, so thank you so much.
You're welcome.
See y'all later.
Bye.
There's a lot of stuff in that conversation. I think the biggest thing that comes out to me is when working with a community, get to know who they care for, do that discovery, learn the community. Again, your solution isn't going to be effective if you don't know who the people are caring, who the people are that are being cared for, and then who the people are that are caring for them. It's that relationship right there that makes the magic of senior living. The magic happens between the resident and the staff, and that frontline staff. Can't say that enough. As you know, the show every Tuesday. Next week we have some really, I say this a lot, we have some really fun stuff. Mainly because this show is just so fun. But yeah, if you want to connect with me, my LinkedIn is below. If you want to get on the show, or you have a story that you want to tell, just reach out to me. I'd love to hear about it. My email is jevans@ForesightTV or seniorlivingforesight.net. We'll put it down there. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in and enjoying these awesome conversations with me, and I'll see you next Tuesday.